One thing I did have, because we can go to the last topic in a second, because we generally, through talking about the other teams, talked about Fnatic anyway, but I actually had a question for you, which was meta-related again, which was one thing I was confused by, so I want to get your take on this, is why did Wonder do that Jace pick against Mad Lions, mate? Because here's one thing I don't get. Jace has to be the most ridiculously fucking misleading champion if you watch the LPL and then watch the Western Leagues. Like, none of the matchups make any sense, Tom. You know how many times I've heard people tell me, in a playoff job, Jace should be winning in this lane, and then they don't. Like, that's got to be the ultimate top lane champion that just does fucking nothing in games, but people think in draft, like, oh my God, he's going to shit on everyone. Like, spoiler, you ain't the shy. And the reason I don't get this one, especially, Dom, is because Wonder actually has a pretty legit champion pool right now. Like, why is he making a Jace pick? Like, what was the point of that? That was shit, I thought that.
I think it was bad too. I assume that the idea behind it is that because he's been one of the best performers on the team, they're trying to give him more agency, so they're trying to give him a pick where he's actually able to pop off. That's all I can come up with for why that pick would be good. Jace is not in the meta at all right now. I mean, it's always been something that has been good. I believe, what was the matchup? Was it Gwen? Was it Matt? Was it Gwen, or was it Gnar? It was one of those two. I mean, those are the things that people are picking Jace into. I don't know why the game's not coming up on fucking YouTube right now when I was looking for it. But yeah, I mean, that's like a game where I feel like the Jace should be okay, but you have to play around the Jace. And if I remember that game correctly, that was the one where Jace actually backed and his lane was pushing away from him, and he needed his
Gwen. Yeah,
he needed his jungle and support to move up and cover him on the wave. Like, his wave is fucked. Like, he needs help, and just no one's coming. So if you can't meet those criteria,
instantly in the game, exactly, yeah,
he instantly died. But like, if you're not going to be a team that's going to address those situations in game, if you want everyone to just solve their own problems, like, oh well, your lane's fucked, then you have to pick Gragas. You have to pick a champion where you can just like safely clear the wave and also have the ability to like escape a gank if it comes. That's my biggest problem with with the way that Fnatic plays, is that they just don't help each other at all. They don't transfer their pressure from lane to lane. They don't like each other or something. It's what we talked about 2 weeks ago. Where like Humanoid and Razork look so unsure of each other whenever they're in a 2v2 situation. It looks like Humanoid doesn't actually believe that Razork knows what he's doing in a fight. So like Razork will go and start like a raptor clear, and Humanoid will like hover it, you know, like he'll be in the area and he'll be looking at it, but he doesn't actually believe that the play is good. And you could tell that by his attitude towards it. Like, does he move up? Does he like flash forward? Is he ready to go in the play? Or does he just think that it's bad? Does he think that Razork is just fucking inting? So he thinks Razork is just inting. And I feel like the whole team, they don't trust each other. They don't look at each other and be like, okay, if I go and I help you and I enable you to like be in a better lane state, are you going to carry the game? They don't think that Wonder's going to carry the game, so they don't put him in the position to carry the game, and then the pick is fucking useless. So I don't even know what the team's identity is, how they want to play, but what I'll say is that they don't look like they can play champions that require other people to play around it. All the lanes have to be self-sufficient at a base level for them to play. So what does that mean to me? It means Azir picks. That means Gragas picks. That means junglers like Viego that are kind of just these like, that don't have defiant strengths, don't have like too many weaknesses either. They're just kind of like there and they can kind of do everything. They need jack of all trades picks for all lanes so that they don't have to interact with each other. Because right now, there's no help coming if you lose your lane, or if you make a mistake in your lane, or if your lane's in a bad state, there's no help coming from anyone.
That makes a lot of sense if you even think about what they pick though, Dom, because think about it, like all the classic humanoid picks don't work because he can't interact with the rest of the team. Like there's no point giving him TF. Like he's not going to go to a side lane and make some amazing play. Like he's just going to be a shit laner now with TF. Great, brilliant, and probably die 3 times. Then I've got to say as well, the premise you're talking about, by the way, is super visible in certain esports games. Like what you're talking about, the way you can see how positioning sort of implies like, I'm only pretending like for face value that I care about what you're doing now. I'm not going to help. Dude, in my native game of CSGO is the ultimate for that. You can always tell in CSGO if someone's an AWPer, if they actually think their teammates can win this scenario in the game. Because if they don't, they're just positioning so they're like ready to save the AWP and like go away. You know what I mean? You can see by the way they're moving, like if that guy dies, I'm going to just, I'm saving. Like, whereas the difference is if you're like the best team in the world, you're all going in together. Like I'd even say that's the difference of this Fnatic team. If you take this team and you take the G2 super team of a few years ago, I've always said this, Dom, fans really believe that like team fight breakdown shit of like, oh my god, they're all macro geniuses who knew what they were doing. They didn't know any of that, you idiots. People like Caps or Perks just made a play, and what happens is people like Yankos, Mickey X Wonder, they were like, well, they're geniuses, just do whatever they do, follow up, whatever it is, follow up. If it works, it doesn't work, that's how we win and that's how we lose. That's the point. You just trust them, so you follow up. You don't really know what they're doing. Whereas in this team, I get the vibe, dude. Not only do they not trust each other, but the fact that they don't have a clue what the other guy's going to do, they're just like, I'm not even in on this. I'm not even going to fucking look stupid. And the worst thing you can ever do in a team, by the way, the classic example everyone says, is all have a different plan. That doesn't ever work. I'd literally rather, no joke, think about the teams we were talking about earlier. I'd rather, even on a shit team like BDS, just have one way of playing the game. Let's just have one way we can all agree to play the game. Fnatic looks like they're... Dude, I can tell they're going to do this. They're going to ride that super team thing into the fucking grave of like, we're still waiting to see if we take over and become the god team that could do every type of League of Legends. You're not. You haven't even got one type of League of Legends.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm looking at the game again, and this is the classic game where, you know, they all try to make a play together, and then you see the results of it, and it's like, I don't think that the results are actually doing anything for the way that they feel about their teammates, right? Because you look at, you know, Upset has a lead in this game versus Mad, right? The Fnatic versus Mad game. So they don't play for anyone. Razor is just full clearing his jungle, whatever, and they get one fight where Upset moves and Unforgiven doesn't. So they get a fight where it's essentially just a 5v4. They clean it up. Humanoid gets 3 kills. He gets 6 stacks of his Darksteel. He's huge in the game. What does he do? He immediately sends it. So when that's the result, Upset's like, okay, I'm going to sacrifice this for my team. I'm going to sacrifice my lead to get my team ahead. And they execute the play. It's a good decision, right? It's a good decision from Upset to go and help his team. Humanoid gets huge off of it. And the first thing he sees is Humanoid jump into the whole enemy team and kill himself, right? He's going to think, well, next time I should just stay fucking bottom. I should just keep my lead and we should play through me. I don't think that the results that are actually happening in the game are doing them any favors for trying to have this like idea of team synergy. And this is why Upset always ends up devolving into the player where he just needs to be played through, is because his teammates just fucking underperform. Like, I don't know. People will say, well, if it's always happening, if Upset's teammates are always underperforming, that means that he must be doing something to make them
always do the correlation causation thing. You notice that? Even though that's the meme on the internet, they always do it, Dom. Because what they do is they don't even complete the sentence. They go, how is it always Upset? Yeah, you're supposed to answer that. Unless you can answer, because he literally is the one holding the team down. It is just a weird coincidence. I mean, it's not even a coincidence. He was on bad teams half his career, you fucks. Yeah, because I saw the same thing. I saw the same take was just like, see? Oh, how convenient. Upset got the players he asked for, but now they're bad. Yeah, they literally are bad. Like, are we just going to pretend that when you sit with your eye test and watch the first, say, 8 games of the split, you're watching Humanoid and Hillsang and going, what's Upset complaining about, Dom? He's got the best mid and support in LEC. He should be fucking winning. No, you're looking at those players going, my God, imagine the nightmare being trapped in a game with those guys. I said it a few weeks ago. Imagine being in that game where fucking, it's almost like Humanoid was like trolling Upset with how much he was fucking the game up. Like, that'd be a nightmare. Same thing everyone said about the jungler. The joke is like, Humanoid is your enemy jungler's favourite fucking mid lane. It's like, you just know he's going to give him some kills randomly. Like, if I was Upset and I'm trying to win a game, like, I would be so tilted playing with players like that. Like, look, I'm not going to say he's played perfect, but like, he certainly has not played badly. In fact, I'd say he's probably the best player in the team.
Yeah. I mean, it's really tough.
Him and Wonder, it's between him and Wonder, right? They're the only two that sort of held up.
All you need to do is look at Upset CS lead. I'm going to get you the actual numbers. Okay, so he's got a 15 CS lead, right? He's got a 15 CS lead, 68 to 53. Unforgiven is getting fucked in this lane. He's like under his turret. He's having to base. Like, Upset has tempo the entire time. What does Upset do with that? He runs all the way from bot lane for the first Herald fight at 8:35. He runs all the way. He has pressure in the lane still. He's still pushing in Unforgiven. He has the lead. He has sums. Unforgiven has the flash. He uses his bot lane lead at 8 minutes and 30 seconds to run all the way across the map to help his team win a losing Herald fight. The team lost the Herald fight 4v4, and he showed up first, and single-handedly, that was what turned it, and that is why Fnatic ended up winning it. Humanoid gets 3 kills. If not, they probably would have they would have won 0 for 2. They win that. Humanoid gets all the kills, and then all you need to do is you need to look at Humanoid's next ult. You need to look at Humanoid's next ult around 11:30. They get into a team fight. Humanoid ults into 5 people. His whole team instantly dies. And Unforgiven gets 3 kills.
Yeah.
So he's winning lane. Enemy AD carry gets to be losing lane. Unforgiven, one of the best AD carries in Europe, is down in lane. Admittedly, Fnatic has the counter pick, Zillion support, Rakan, whatever. Doesn't change the fact that Upset has pressure in the lane. And then he just gets gifted 3 kills like that. He's just farming. Oh, I guess I got 3 kills. Oh, what happened over there? Enemy mid laner is fed. Oh, well, he just like ran it down completely. Lost his team the game. Now I'm just ahead.
This is my theory. I actually think, look, I'll give people credit. I'm sure there's a lot of idiots who just have no eye test. But I think those are examples, Dom, of people just looking at the scoreboard and thinking this is an NBA box score. And they see all those kills and they're like, I guess Unforgiven outperformed him in lane. It's like, that wasn't even what happened. Go watch the game, you idiot. It's not a box score. It doesn't work like that. It's not. Remember, in basketball, it's the same type of scenario. Like, the league is totally specific to the game, isn't it? Because I'm with you. Like, these are nightmare games to like locked in as an ADC.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. But those, it's so weird because those same people will then go on Reddit and they'll be like, well, AD carry's fucking weak. It's like, so which one is it, man?
Exactly.
Does AD carry just 1v9 every fucking game? Or it 1v9s every game in competitive, but in solo queue, it's way different. Because, yeah, so that's what it ends up being. But, I mean, it's just so frustrating to watch Fnatic. I mean, I don't know what Humanoid is doing, but he doesn't look at all like the same player. Like, he just looks so bad compared to what he used to be. Like, even with leads, like, it used to be that at least, like, he would die some in lane, but, like, once he got a lead, he would actually be able to do something. You gave him the dream lead. You gave him 6 Darksteel stacks and 3 kills, and he still got outperformed by Nisqy. Like, hard outperformed. It wasn't even close. Like, last year, I had Nisqy on a bunch of my co-streams and live views, and he was like, "Man, Humanoid's so good. He's like the best guy." Like everyone else, he's like, "Yeah, they're all the same, but Humanoid is a fucking."
Oh, you'd
beast.
love
That's
this,
what
mate. Are you ready for one of the most righteous takedowns of Reddit morons I'm ever going to give you, mate? Because this is insane. Okay. I saw an actual take on Reddit. This is the ultimate, like, just shithousery that League is about now. Where, like, one thing I hate, Dom, and you must hate this as an analyst, is when someone who themselves didn't make a prediction is like, lol, nice prediction, this aged poorly. It's like, look, bro, you can laugh that I'm wrong, but you aren't right. Like, you didn't make a prediction. Like, you didn't play the game, so you don't get to win. Like, I can lose, but you didn't win. In the same sense, right, I hate fans where they just sit there, they don't have any take or any principles. They just wait, like we're saying about the Upset example, or Perks on Cloud9. They just wait for some happenstance to take place, and then they just go like, now just only from this position with perfect hindsight, what an idiot that guy was. So I'll give you the take. This is mental, Dom. There was people where, cause of right now, Fnatic's not in good condition and Nisqy's leading the league, there were people like, an Upset wanted Humanoid over Nisqy last year. Last year, he didn't come in a time machine to now and go, you know what, Humanoid who's in it, and this Nisqy, I'll take the Humanoid guy, Nisqy sucks. He played with Nisqy, who, by the way, Dom's a bad fan of Nisqy. Nisqy wasn't as good summer last year as he is now. Like, he was a good player. Dude, now he might, like you said, he might be the MVP of the whole league. And then on top of that, you add in this detail. Everyone would have taken Humanoid over Nisqy in that scenario. Even Nisqy would tell you. Humanoid. Yeah, exactly. Even Nisqy would tell you, look, if it's between me and Humanoid, take Humanoid. Exactly. So, like, you can't blame him for that. Like, that's an obvious pick. Everyone wanted that. Everyone was, even these fans were all saying, Humanoid is Caps 2.0. He's the new Caps. Everyone wanted this guy. Everyone wanted to build their team around him.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's
You're just hating. You're just hating.
Want to see more cool, funny, interesting clips based on topics from my content? Well, subscribe to this channel then, or, be a pleb and don't.